Hi, I'm Spenta. I'm a nature fan, and today I'm sitting in my gardens. I'm by my black-eyed Susan. They're one of my favorite perennials. If you haven't planted them, I highly recommend them for your gardens. They're hardy to zones 3 through 10, and also, if you want to know, they're one of the lovely plants that repel mosquitoes but bring in all other pollinators. And today I want to let you know that I'm going to share a little bit about Black-Eyed Susan, the difference between Black-Eyed Susan and Black-Eyed Susan vines, annuals, perennials, where they grow. Yes, they do look like sunflowers, but they're smaller. They're 2 to 3 inches. So as you can see them, they're much smaller, and they can get to 4 inches, but not so much. And their height is much smaller. So 1 feet through 3 feet, that's their height. So that's typically how tall they get. They could be used as a bunch flower, and they could be used as a border. Just remember that they do get tall. They're highly recommended to be planted in the shade, in the sun, excuse me, or part shade. And I highly recommend you planting them in full sun, because you will get the maximum amount of blooms. You can definitely deadhead them and take those flowers off. It allows more flowers to grow, and it's very helpful to plant these in your gardens if you are one of the people just like me who likes to grow produce and you're a cultivator, or even if you like to grow and you're a small gardener or a beginner and just likes to plant vegetable, other produce, herbs, or anything else like that. I highly recommend you planting flowers, because at first I wasn't into planting flowers. They just look beautiful, right? But then I realized that flowers bring in so many pollinators, and they help the ecosystem, and they help me, and so why not bring them in, right? So that was my thought. And so I'll let you know a little bit about Black-Eyed Susan. And if you are new to my channel, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button. Check out my content. And if you're coming back, I thank you for visiting me again. Your subscriptions, comments, and likes are greatly appreciated. Let's get started on Black-Eyed Susan and why it's one of my favorites. Over here is the Black-Eyed Susan, and over here is, as we have, is some hostas that are flowering. The hummingbirds are coming by, because hummingbirds love these and butterflies love these. So I just feel like my gardens are full of love. Anyway, I'm Spenta, and I thank you for being here with me, and I'll get started on that share with Black-Eyed Susan and why I really like them so much. Black-Eyed Susan are perennials, the ones I'm growing, and they're regular plants. They're not the vines. However, I've grown the vines before, and they can become a bit overtaking, so be careful when planting Black-Eyed Susan. And they are the state flower of Maryland, so that's pretty nice. That's something to know. They are actually hardy in the USA because they were pollinated around this area, and they were made around this area, and they've also been made into some hybrids. So we have a few varieties that are super hardy to North US. As I mentioned, this is the state flower from Maryland, and it's so gorgeous. It's a wonderful addition to the gardens. I definitely enjoy growing flowers, and this has become one of my favorites. Black-Eyed Susan is a wonderful companion plant to daisies. It's a wonderful companion plant to hostas. My morning glory loves it. The mint loves it. Everything loves this beautiful plant, and I love meditating. So since I enjoy meditating, it's a beautiful plant to come by and meditate with. You see that beautiful eye it has right in the center? It's beautiful purplish eye. It's so gorgeous, and every day there's a butterfly or a bee sitting around this. And here is my boxwood that I trimmed, and you can't even tell that I've trimmed the boxwood because there's so much beautiful plants growing around this. And yes, Black-Eyed Susan is a perennial. It grows well in well-drained soil, so make sure it's in well-drained soil. You can allow it to be in 6 hours of sun, 2 to 6 hours of sun. However, let's look at one of the plants I have right here, my Black-Eyed Susan, that's in 2 hours to 4 hours of sun versus the black-eyed Susan here that is in 4 to 6 hours of sun, or the black-eyed Susan here that is in 6 hours of sun. See, the blooms are much larger. The size of the flower is bigger. The size of the flower is bigger. And over here are the beautiful hostas flowering. Oh my gosh, the hummingbirds definitely love those. I'm a perennial gardener. I do put annuals in, and I usually put self-seeding annuals in because I like to save the seeds. That being said, black-eyed Susan is an annual if you see it alongside the roads, and they usually self-seed, and that's why they're coming back. They are perennials, so make sure you plant them in the slot and spot that you best like. If you want them in a bunch, put a few seeds in a section, and if you like them to be planted alongside your borders, just like I have done with mint right over here. I have a mint border. If I get close to here, you will see that I have a mint border. That beautiful, beautiful zinnia and its colors. Oh my gosh, I love flowers. They're so beautiful. And my mint border. So if you're wanting to have a mint border, or if you're wanting to have a black-eyed Susan border, then go right for it. It's a great idea. Black-eyed Susan would make a great border. Just one thing to remember, it does grow so tall. So keep in mind that actually you are looking at a plant that's going to grow so tall for you. Something that's actually 1 to 3 feet tall. That's what makes it so different from the regular sunflower. Sunflowers get much bigger when they're actually the plant themselves. Their seeds are so different. These seeds, this plant right here, it attracts finches. So that's really nice that it attracts finches. And so I have a lot of finches in the house, wondering why, because I have black-eyed Susan all over the place, and the hummingbirds are into the funnel type flowers. It's working out really well. I recommend that you grow perennial flowers. My reason for you growing perennial flowers is because perennial flowers come back the next year. Especially they're low maintenance, they're self-seeding. You don't have to keep up so much as you do with annuals, and you're spending money over and over again in planting. I do recommend that you go to a cultivator like myself. I can sell you my seeds, and I am a cultivator. I do sell my own seeds, and I cultivate my own herbs and spices, my produce, and my flowers, you see. And I'm a landscaper, so I will be able to let you know what zone is best for you, or your climate, based on your climate. And I'm Persian, so I'm from a different type of climate. My climate is very tropical, so I know the difference between tropical versus someplace like mine where it's USDA zone 7 and you get to negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter time, and so that's pretty cold. When it comes around the fall time, you want to cut your black-eyed Susan down to about 6 inches off the ground. You'll see that there's a lot of dead flowers, and you could save some seeds and cut those. I highly recommend saving seeds. I have a saving seeds video. Definitely check that one out. Cut it down to 6 inches and mulch about 2 to 4 inches of that, and you will have a very good plant. Prior to mulching, feed your plants. Your plants need food, so you need to feed your plants. And I like to feed my plants organic feeds, so that means that I have my own compost pile, and my compost pile is organic. Lots of plants, when they die, like this plant or maybe borage, it could be used as great compost, making a great organic compost. Banana peels and any other fruits can be used, and you can bring in manure and add manure to your compost pile. It definitely makes it great for your gardens, and the pH of your gardens become perfectly awesome, and you can grow amazing flowers and produce. So you see, I feed my flowers, I make sure the soil is right, the climate's right, I make sure the location that I've planted the flower is right, whether it's a north siding, east siding, shade or summer or winter. Which way is it? Is it part sun, full shade? What am I is it full sun? I mean, what are we planting? This here likes full sun best. See, those plants are looking really good right there. So over here, So Black-Eyed Susan basically is so low maintenance. It's easy to grow. All you need to do is put a few seeds down. If you want to transplant them, you can. It's best to take transplants in the spring or fall season. It's best to take transplants during those seasons, but I highly recommend the springtime. Springtime is best for transplanting plants. I have had the best growth, produce, and everything else when it comes to taking plants during the springtime and actually pruning them in the fall. So I like to transplant during the spring season and prune during the fall, and that's what I like to do with my plants, because that's when I can harvest the seeds of these. And these are ones that bloom best through months of June and July, so summer bloomers, and they're great for your gardens, and they come back every year, easy to grow. All they need is a little bit of water and some love, and they'll grow beautiful. Bring in all the pollinators and mosquito repellents. It's pretty interesting because it repels all, you can think of it as a mosquito, absolutely. And also it's pretty because in my opinion, rabbits love the leaf of this plant. Rabbits love the leaf, and so rabbits love it, and they come over and they eat the leaves. And I have a bunny that likes to enjoy to do that, but it's an abundance of Black-Eyed Susan. See, I've planted so many and I enjoy it. So this is my large section up front. So large section up front that I've planted with Black-Eyed Susan. There we go. I highly recommend them for your gardens. They're very hardy. There's a bee right there. They're really hardy and they're beautiful. They're so yellow and they add beauty to your gardens. And I love them. They're perennials, they're hardy. Let's plant some Black-Eyed Susans. If you need the seeds, let me know. Local nurseries also have seeds. Don't forget that it grows really well in North America and it is hardy. So I highly recommend that you grow Black-Eyed Susan. I hope you enjoyed my Black-Eyed Susan flowers and my share on Black-Eyed Susan. They're really easy to grow and easy to care for. Don't forget to put these as an addition in your gardens. I'm Spenta. Your comments, likes, and subscriptions are greatly appreciated.